Coach Barron here, won his 460th career game today as a Division I head coach. He'll open with a statement and we'll take questions.
I tell you what, it was a great win, and 460. I mean, tell you what, ain't too many easy wins in that 460. I mean, I talk to my players about being junkyard dogs. I think that's what I am as a coach, a junkyard dog coach. And, taking programs and trying to turn them around, whether it's St. Francis, Bonnie's, Rhode Island, and now Canisius. It's just a tremendous feat, but it's, I thank the players that I've had, and, this was a great win for us, in the conference, in the league, and, as we come down the stretch here. We've had a lot of close games, and, I just kept, trying to coach my kids up, coach them up. I'm a big believer on being positive and optimistic and just keep moving forward to try to work to get better. But, we did a good job of turning them over, on the defensive end. We got 19 points off of turnovers. We got 11 fast break points, and we got 10 second chance points. If that ain't junkyard dog, I don't know what is, But that's how we go. And, again, it's, it has been an up and down year, but, win a game like this is something that it's a big win for us.
Can you build on it? You mentioned the 460 wins, 29 seasons, nearly 900 games.
Yeah.
You've been in the situation that your team is in many times.
Yeah.
Can you build off of that and go into the tournament and salvage whatever you can out of this?
Bucky, I build on every possible thing. Now, I don't oversell it. Okay? And you know how I am. I love being the way I am, and and leave it up to the players and leave it up to the approach and leave it up. But, I take it one game at a time, and you never know.
Right.
When we were down 13 in Vegas and we came back, okay, I called a timeout and I said, we are coaching for the future. I'm coaching for the future. This ain't about now.
Right.
And Phil made a big thing. If he comes in here, you say, what did Coach say? He's coaching for the future. And all the guys got like really hysterical. I said, fellas, we can win this. I said, we can win. And you know what? We end up winning. We won the thing. And now that's a small, but you know what? Whenever you're going through a season where it is a little bit of a rebuilding, you got to take small victories. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Yes. And it's part of the process. I mean, after going to 3 postseasons and winning 59 games in 3 years, we knew we were going to graduate a couple of guys, and we knew we had newcomers coming in, and you just got to keep building, being optimistic, and just keep building from that. And you build from everything that you're trying to work towards.
And you can make some noise. Like I've seen your, and so we're not having a conversation, but sometimes when I see your team, I wonder like, how does this team have that many losses?
Yeah.
And then other times I see your team and I say, that's why. And I even saw some of that today.
Let me tell you something. Look in the league, and ask yourself when you look at some of the teams in the league, okay? How many losses been happening. I mean, and I'm not just picking anybody out.
Sure.
But you look at Ryder, it's a tough league.
Right.
I mean, I'm just telling you.
Right.
There ain't any easy teams in this league.
Yeah, when it gets that bunched up, and that's kind of lead me to my point. My point is that if you can get to, when you get to the tournament, the conference tournament.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't, Marist beat Siena.
Right.
I mean, Niagara's beaten, look at all the people that they've beaten. So again, I worry about myself, and I know the distance, and we know it's a process. They picked us where in the middle. They picked us in the middle, okay. In the past, last year they picked us 11th, the 10th. We came in 5th. It is what it is. But when you have newcomers. They haven't had this experience with playing in this league.
Right.
This league I look at it as a junkyard dog league.
So do you implore that when you go into the tournament, you have a nice, strong
We got 2 games left.
Right, but you have
I'll worry about that when it comes.
You know where I'm coming from.
I know where you're coming from, but I'm not looking past anything, but I'm taking it one game at a time. But I'm building for the future, but I'm also building to get us ready for the tournament.
Right.
And you know what? I tell our guys, anything could happen.
Right.
But we also know that, Iona's a terrific team right now. They're very hot. Monmouth's very hot. Manhattan, you got a lot. Sienna's very good. They're at home. So we know that the challenges that are in front of us. A lot of teams have gotten better. They've gotten healthy. They've gotten players back. And they've got some newcomers. And you know what? It goes in a little bit of cycle.
Right.
Sienna. I think Iona's been able to really keep it going. And I think, a lot of it is, they got the New York area to fall back on. They just seems like a lot of those guys fall on their lap.
Yeah, must be nice.
Yeah, so, but, we're just taking it one game at a time. But, this was a great win for us. Now we're getting ready for Niagara. We know that the battle, they beat the heck out of us last year when we played them. And again, it's, they're a tough team. They got terrific athletes. They can score the ball. They take it off the dribble. And they're a good basketball team.
I look at what Phil did today, and I think about that junkyard dog mentality. Is there a player that better symbolizes that on your team than Phil?
Well, Jamal, I'll tell you what, Phil and we got a lot of guys like that, you know what I mean? And that's what it is. But, when you look at some of those, some of those stats of points off a turnover, second chance, and fast break, there it is, And then we got the ball inside, but Kevin, I tell you, Kevin's playing his best basketball of his career. Mm-hmm. When you look at his stats across the board, now I know he didn't do much inside, but I think he's a kid that just he knows how to play. He's a smart kid, and we just got to continue to get him rest as we get ready for these games.
And just a side, did you take anything out of the Funk kid? Did you know? Were you aware of him?
Yeah. I coached his brother.
Oh, did you?
His brother played when I took over the program.
Right.
Yeah, he's good.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, he's good. We looked at him. He's from Clarence. He's good. No, he's a good player. They got good players.
Yeah.
I'm telling you what, they're right there with a lot of teams,
Mm-hmm.
and I could see them beating Sienna.
Mm-hmm.
So they're a good team. It's not like but he's had some injuries now, and now the kid Hart's coming back, and they're a good team. They're not.
And that kind of again, it's kind of going to my point. When you look at the gap between teams, it just seems so small.
Yeah.
I guess that's what I'm trying to say is by appearance, you can look at the record and the record you wish was better, no doubt. But the gap is not massive. You're not talking about some mountain.
Well, we got to prepare ourselves for the next challenge. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's taking one game at a time, and that's why it's been very calculated this season. Because I knew what we were getting into, and we knew it was going to take some time. But it's a process.
What there's a little bit sloppy late in the second half. You got your act together, or in the first half, you got your act together in the second half. It's funny watching your team sometimes. At times I look at you guys and think, how did they lose any games this year? And then at other times I see your team and think, that's why they lose games this year. Is it frustrating, the inconsistency sometimes even within the team?
Yeah, it's definitely frustrating. Like you said, sometimes you never know with us. We could beat the top team and then lose to a team we feel we should beat. But from here on out, it's just moving on, getting better every day, and pushing each other in practice and just communicating. That's the biggest thing, communicating with each other.
And that's the beauty. I get either both you guys can answer this if you will. The beauty of the conference tournament is that if you're playing well on the way into it, then you can make some noise. Your record, it matters, but it matters more if you play well in the conference tournament. Can you feel that, or do you sense that? Do you agree with that assessment?
Yeah, absolutely, and that's kind of our mentality at this point, is just peak at the right time and get a good momentum going into the tournament.
How do you feel where are you in that process?
It's really game to game. Like today we came out and we started off strong, came out in the second half, started off strong,
Mm-hmm.
and then other games, we'll come out and it's obviously not that we want to, but it just so happens that we come out slow and shots aren't falling. And the game's a lot easier when shots are going in. So.
Right, that's for sure.
One thing maybe you want to clean up going even into the next game is the amount of offensive rebounds you give up in the course of the game.
Yeah, there was a couple stretches in there, but we definitely cleaned that up though in the second half. There was definitely a stretch in the first half where it was like, geez, but then we cleaned it up and made sure that we kept their guys off the glass.
Defensively too was better in the second half, and that's kind of like, I don't know, I guess I was sitting there watching the game thinking, this is kind of a lot like their season. You know, there's spurts of like really good, and then spurts of not so good, and then where the defense is bad, and then it's good. So it's all in there somewhere, is my point.
Yeah.
I don't know how to, you know, what you think of it. And if it comes together, then look out, right?
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
Sky's the limit.
Are you aware of that? Just, you know, the concoction that has to come together in the tournament? If you can just explain that. It's not the best question.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
know where I'm coming from.
we know what we have to do to just to continue winning games. We learned a lot through the season with the ups and downs, and from here on out, like I said, we just got to keep pushing each other and communicating, and just finish the season strong. Starting first, we got first thing first, Niagara on Thursday. So.
Right.